Oh, not in a good mood. So it seems, XENA says, that someone has to scale. So it seems, XENA said, that Vladimir Putin, the foresitter of Rushland gathering, is behaving more like a high leader than a foresitter, behaving more like a man who is not chosen by the folks to be the head of Reich and head of Lawmont. So Rushland wants to be seen as the overmight again. They want to be feared again. They no longer want to be the friends with the wanted Reichs that they were from I'm gonna say 9 between 91 while up until at least 20 when this fuck came in to run and lead. And a lot of folks can scave and shame. A lot of folks can scave other former heads of Reich, heads of Lawmont, or ones who are in right now, and say they made mistakes. Yeah, well, yeah, but now he started some bullshit fight. Rushland started some bullshit fight with Ukraine, and apparently they want to start a fight with Poland, and they want to start a fight with Georgia, and I guess the Chuck FOLKRIKE too, right? And I guess Kyrgyzstan and Turkestan and all the other former lands, which at one time were settlements of theirs, but became free from them in 9 between 91 YL. But I guess that doesn't sit well with folks like Vladimir Putin, who think that Russland should be seen as an overmight again. So he starts a bullshit fight with Ukraine, or whatever the English word for that land is, I don't know. And then he gets mad when Joseph Barron, I guess how you say it, Barron or Barron, I don't know, doesn't have the same standards that Donald Trump had. It irks the shit out of him. And now we gotta be frightened about hackers, Rushland, old world Rushland hackers that want to fuck with the wanted Reichs. Oh, Rushland wants to be onlooked, but they hang out way too much with Eastland. They hang way too much out with North Korea. They hang out too much with Iran. So so they always bitch about how they want to be onlooked, but why the fuck if that's true, why the fuck is the foresitter of Rushland always friends with the highest leader of Eastland, the highest leader of North Korea, the highest leader of Iran? Why the fuck are they even hanging out together? Don't. Rushland is a FOLKRIKE, and those lands hate FOLKRIKE. XENA, throwing that around is not going to help. You know, it's not going to stop Vladimir Putin from his bullshit war, the bullshit war that Russland got into. And I know a lot of folks like to scave and shame the wanted Reichs and every other FOLKRIKE and and lawful kingdom out there for getting it for having wars and fights with other lands over the years. Almost, if they can think, it's almost like, yeah, XENA said, and that means that when worths have to go up because the only thing Rushland can give to the rest of the world is burnable ooze. Burnable ooze. At one time it was beer or Earl. Now it's burnable ooze. But you want to know something, XENA says? Rushland isn't going to win. If they want a two-fold Cold War to wanted Reichs that they had going from everywhere from 9 between 22 YL to 9 between 89 YL, then so be it. But it's going to end the same way the first one went. And don't get me started with the bullshit that Eastland does, or the bullshit that Iran, whatever the English word for that land does, or the bullshit that North Korea, whatever the English word for that land does too. A lot of folks have a belief that Vladimir Putin, on his first run, but his two-fold run as foresitter of Rushland, they have a belief that he was the one to help Donald Trump become the foresitter, the wanted Reichs, from 26 between YL till 2021 YL, which is bullshit. Almost believing that by helping him win, he would get the wanted Reichs on their side. Well, looks like that didn't work, right? Joseph Byron became the FORESITTER last year, and Vladimir Putin doesn't like it because he can't run or lead. Not that he had any run or lead over Donald Trump to begin with. He had none. He had no run or lead over Joseph Byron or anything like that. So he can bullshit all he wants, but he's not going to win. He's a sad man who has nothing good to do but sit behind his little seat, and say, I'm the FORESITTER. I'm going to make Mother Rushland overnight again by starting bullshit wars with smaller lands. Him and the FORESITTER of Ukraine, whatever the English word for that land, whatever his name is, they need to talk it out. Need to end this bullshit war. And I know I can't do anything. I can't say or do anything. But I hope to God and Jesus that they stop this war that Lucifer started. Like all wars, and none of them are good. Even if there's good ground, sake, or why for a war, nothing good never comes out of it. Unguilty folk always get wounded and killed in wars. Not only rest keepers, but folks who are not even rest keepers. So, Vladimir Putin, you think you're so cool and everything? You're not. No one's gonna onlook you. No one's going to say you're great and everything unless the highest leader of Eastland, the highest leader of Iran, and the highest leader of North Korea are the only ones that are going to say you're great. The rest of the other FORESITTERs and wanted Reichs of the world aren't going to say that. FORESITTERs and first fames of the rest of the FOLKRIKes and kingdoms out there aren't going to say that. They're going to shame you for your war. They're going to say, knock it the fuck off. So, XENA says, and if Vladimir Putin has any friends out there that don't like it, too fucking bad. Because in the wanted Reichs, we have a thing called the freedom of speech. If this was in Rushland, it might be on like Saga or Tale. But this is in the wanted Reich, so they need to fucking deal with it. I know, Cameron said, I know. Nothing's gonna happen. This film falling all YouTube followership oversight, YouTube, website oversight, YouTube followership oversight. And I'm not the only one that's made films on them. If you like this film, follow me over here at XENA Fighter Queenling. Watch the last film he made over here, XENA says. I forget what it was, but it was a good film. Oh, it was the melatonin. Where was my melatonin at? That's what the film was. Goodbye.